What's up, guys? Welcome back. We got huge Aion news. Aion Classic is all but officially confirmed now via the Twitter of North America. So Aion released this tweet yesterday, and it's showing a clock going back in time, and everyone is now assuming that this means Aion Classic is confirmed for North America. They did talk in the conference call that they did want to release Aion Classic in different regions, and they are just working on making the game suitable for those regions. So this is a big deal. Aion Classic is all but officially confirmed now for North America. What does that mean? When is it coming out? We don't have these answers yet, but let's take a look at a couple quick questions that everyone is talking about. So if you take a look on Reddit or YouTube, Twitter, a lot of the people are asking, wait, it's real? Is it real? Is it real? That is the question. Yes, Aion Classic is all but officially confirmed for North America. And then the next big question you get is Aion Classic pay to win? So we don't officially know the business model for North America, but it does look like it's probably going to happen very similar to the Korean model. So if we take a look at someone that is playing the Korean version, and look at what's in the cash shop and what's there for the Korean version, we can kind of get a feel for what's going to happen. North America did not do very well with a subscription-based game. They went to a free-to-play model in 3.0 after just about 3 years, roughly, of Aion being a subscription-based game. The numbers dropped off significantly, so I don't think that they're going to release Aion Classic with a subscription-based model. I think they're going to go free-to-play version in North America, and they're definitely going to go with a battle pass system because that is in the Korean version. You also notice that there's a lot of cash shop offerings already in the Korean version, and you can see just tons and tons of stuff in the shop. So we're just going to show a little bit here of what's in the shop. You can see just different tickets, like looks like salon style tickets, different things that you can purchase. The big thing though is that there are some transformation candies, which I don't think they're going to give stats because, you know, people are very, very angry about that. But some people really hate transformation candies. Some people hate that. There's some wings up there. You can see 300 of these, premium crystals, it looks like. So definitely selling items that are going to have stuff and possibly stats. But is that a problem? Is Aion Classic being pay to win a bad thing per se? And I don't think it really is. There's a low gear ceiling supposedly in Aion Classic, and I say supposedly because the best gear for PvP is Abyss gear, and you get that through PvPing, and you don't really need too much money to get Abyss gear. It's more of how much you actually PvP and fight other players. So to that token, it's more about interacting. But if someone is running around with, level 50 Diva gear, which is like the top story quest gear, and they've maxed it out to plus 15 or plus 10, whatever the cap is, to max it out to get the best stats on that, you're using money. So in a sense, the stronger you are in, PvE gear will essentially make your grind of the PvP gear easier and quicker. Another thing that they have is they have like they talked about the battle pass. So you notice there's going to be free items and there's going to be items that are locked. So premium content battle pass, quests and missions and things like that. So a lot of the things are given out for free, which is nice. So everyone can kind of get a little things, but most of them you see you get one item here, and then if you have the premium version, you get 2 items, and the premium versions are most likely going to be a lot better stuff because, they want you to buy the premium version. Then there's also in the Korean version a way to simply bypass all of the leveling and just simply buy it now. So it was a lot of money, according to this YouTuber. It was tons and tons of money, like $100 or something like that, to instantly purchase everything. So the prices were kind of out there, astronomically expensive. And this is what he's saying, showing you to purchase all of the premium items like instantaneously. So, but if you notice, there's also these EXP buffs, it looks like here. And there is, I believe, a crown somewhere in here. There's some Abyss points somewhere. So in the Korean version, you can purchase Abyss points, the PvP content, PvP currency, albeit at a small amount, and it's only like a one-time thing or so. So you really have to see what is in the North American cash shop. But go into this expecting the game to be pay to win, and then if the game is not pay to win, you're going to be excited, you're going to be happy. But go into this thinking that the game is pay to win. That is the way you need to come in and think, but yeah, the game is going to be pay to win. So expect that. Expect the game to be pay to win. Does that matter? Can you have fun in Aion? That is the big question. Can you have fun without paying a ton of money or buying Kina or buying cash shop items? And I think that answer is 100% yes. I think you can totally have a lot of fun in Aion playing a game completely free to play. When we played back in the OG days and sub base, there was no cash shop, if I remember correctly, for the sub base days. But even when they went free to play in the 3.0 version, I did not spend anything really in the cash shop. Every maybe 6 months to a year, I purchased something, a small amount, maybe like 20 or 30 bucks worth of stuff. Like I do remember buying like keys for the lockbox when they came out, but I didn't need to do this. Like it was just something like, okay, I've been playing this game a lot. I got 30 extra bucks. Let's go buy this, this NC Keon code thing, get some premium currency, and then use it in the game because, I've been playing this game for 3 years. And, like, I kind of want this item. Like, did it make me OP? No. Did it help me get money and progress further? Yeah, a little bit, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, it will have aspects probably like that. I could see them doing, the whole lockbox system again. Lockboxes were definitely a cash cow for Aion in the later versions, selling those dropped chests that locked and had only like a day or 7 days before they disappeared, and then they would, the keys would drop randomly out in the world, but the key drop rate was incredibly low, like kind of like 1 out of a million. The chest drop rate was like 1 in 100,000. So you'd be farming and you get these chests and you're like, ooh, cool. And you'd be so tempted to open it up, but you don't have the key. So you got to go buy the key from someone who either purchased it or someone who got lucky and got the key. And so like I definitely see those kind of systems coming back in. This is NCSoft. They want to make money. There's nothing wrong with making money, but just understand that the game most likely will be a variation of a pay-to-win structure in Aion. And just accept that. Accept that. There's nothing that you can do to change this. Just be happy that the game is coming out in North America. If you are totally 100% against pay to win and think this is horrible and predatory, then simply don't play the game. Like, don't support it. But unfortunately, a lot of people will, because look at Black Desert Online. Black Desert Online is probably the most successful MMORPG of the last 10 years, and they are extremely pay to win if you ask certain people. So there is markets for pay to win, and games can be fun that are pay to win. They don't have to be terrible. The key point is the game fun? Is the game enjoyable? Are you having a good time with Aion? And they are going to release a updated classic version. This is not 100% OG, like no changes. Classic is just, reverting back in time, or we're releasing the 2009 Aion game all over again. No, they are updating it. So the engine is updated. They are increasing experience rates, they said, at least in Korea they did. They added remove shock to these skills as, right away at 1.5 when they released the game, or 1.2 when they released the game. So they are improving and adjusting things accordingly. This is not a pure 100% OG classic version. This is going to be a new and improved, different version of classic. So the same story, the same game overall, but there is going to be a lot of differences in Aion Classic. So I am excited for this. I am definitely looking forward to it. I am not bothered at all by the quote-unquote pay-to-win aspect of the game, and I will have a good time. If the game is so pay-to-win that I feel like I'm getting one-shotted by enemies, by, opponents, then, maybe I'll only play the game for a few months. But if the game is just, hey, they're making money, they're selling some things, I can farm most of this in-game. If I work harder for it, then it's just going to put me more time. If I grind more, I'll, catch up to them. And if it's not like, overbearing, then I'll probably play it for years. That's just the balance that I have with this game and what I, think would happen. So the more pay to win it is, I think you have a greater chance at players dropping off because of this aspect, unless they're trained beforehand. If you go into the game realizing the game is pay to win, and you realize that, okay, paying players are going to have an advantage. Players that know life the game are going to have an advantage. Yes, skill does matter, but stats do give you an advantage. If you understand these three concepts, that paying money will get you further ahead faster. Um, you know, stats do matter, and the fact that if you know life the game, you're gonna be stronger, have more money, and more items. Like if you realize these three things and accept it and realize that okay, someone's gonna have better gear than me, someone's gonna have better luck than me in game. You just go in there and have a good time. Like just understand that someone's gonna be luckier than you, someone's gonna hit the jackpot, someone's gonna win $1 million. You know, like understand that someone is gonna be that lucky dude that has all the money. If you work harder and you understand that aspect, you can still have a good time. Like you can still make millions and millions of kina in the game. You're not, maybe you don't get the lucky drops. Maybe you don't get the crafting scrolls that everyone wants. Or maybe you don't get the stigma shard drops that everyone wants. But you can still make money by hustling and, buying things low, selling them high, just playing the markets. So like the more effort and time that you put into the game, the more you're going to get out of the game. This is how I look at everything here. Yes, you can take shortcuts, and yes, it kind of does suck that other people can toss money, but hey, if that bothers you, then go out in the real world, get a better paying job, earn, $100 an hour or $500 an hour or whatever crazy amount of money you want, and then you be that whale. You come back to your games and you're just like, okay, I make $500 an hour. I'm going to go and buy some progress because, that's how games are now, unfortunately. There is really no non-pay-to-win games. This is what resonates a lot with the Ashes of Creation community, is that they are striving for no pay-to-win whatsoever. So if you are in that camp or if you want no pay-to-win whatsoever, you have to really just put all your eggs and hope that Ashes of Creation does exactly what it says and is a pure no pay-to-win, pure skill-based game. And there's your game. You have to accept that pretty much 90% of the rest of the games in the world are pay to win in some shape or form. And that's just how business is done, because it is more profitable for them to be pay to win than it is to not be pay to win. The sub-based model pretty much died out because companies were not able to fund their game. They weren't able to produce content. Players did not purchase enough subscriptions and stay around playing the game because of problems, issues, whatever was wrong with the game, and it died off. So they had to try to stay alive. They opened up the game as a free-to-play model with a cash shop, and they realized like, oh, shoot, we can make a lot more money this way. And that is what happened over the last 15, 20 years, is that the free-to-play model has been proven to make tons and tons more money than the subscription-based model. So unless you want to convert every, buddy out in the world into like, hey, let's boycott these pay-to-win games and make a big movement about this. I think you just have to accept that pay-to-win is here to stay. Pay-to-win is gonna be around forever, and I think you just have to deal with it. You just have to enjoy the games as best as you can, and yeah, just not let it get to you guys. Because again, even if there was no pay-to-win, you can't put the same amount of time into a game as a 10-year-old kid who can play pretty much nonstop, has school here and there, or maybe if they're homeschooled, they can even play even more because it's just like sneaking gaming in while they're doing school or whatever. You can't play if you have, a real life job and interactions with other people, family obligations, things like that. Like you simply cannot keep up with the young kids that are playing nonstop. Like I don't care, who you are. If you're older, you're not going to be able to pull those, 72-hour all-nighters 3 days in a row, nonstop gaming anymore. Your body is run down and you're not going to be able to do it. Like you could have done it when you were 10 years old and, 12 years old and you had all this energy. Just pop some sodas and some pizza and just game nonstop for 3 days straight, 4 days straight. But as you get older, your body does not let you do this stuff. So like, time is against you guys. And yeah, just realize that it's never going to be a level playing field, okay? So hopefully you understand this, and if you are looking forward to that non-pay-to-win game, check out Ashes of Creation. It is still years and years away, though. I'm estimating 2024 for Ashes of Creation. So it's got a long way to go, but it is very, very hopeful, and I hope you guys do check it out.